Master of Orion. Even the name carries a certain badass gravitas. One of the granddaddies of the strategy 4X genre, Master of Orion brought space conquest and diplomacy to MS-DOS and macOS back in 1993, and it received some serious critical acclaim. After a few sequels, the stars of Orion started to fade, and then by the early 2000s, Orion went dark. That is until Wargaming acquired the rights to Orion in 2013 from a folding Atari, and the rest? Well, we're living that right now, with Orion currently in Steam Early Access, looking and playing better than ever. But why have all the IPs available in the Atari bankruptcy feeding frenzy did Wargaming go after Orion? We'll let the CEO of Wargaming tell you himself.
This is where stars literally came together. So as a kid, obviously I played all the games from the late 80s and all the way through 90s. My favorite was Civilization, and my second favorite was Master of Orion. I like strategy games, and the name of the company, Wargaming, kind of hints at that. And then for some reason, after Master of Orion 2 and then 3, the brand disappeared. Atari would have the license and would not do anything with that. And a couple of years ago, it was fire sale of whatever their assets. So one of the best negotiators from our side went there, participated in this, mafia guy secretly buying masterpiece kind of auction, and we got it. It was very expensive.
But this passion project mentality isn't isolated only to Victor and his nostalgia from his childhood. The studio developing the game, NGD Studios, approached Wargaming on hearing the acquisition news with a build of the game they developed out of an equal love for the original. If that wasn't enough, members of the original creative team from Microprose, the original developers, have also returned as advisors because of, you guessed it, the love for the original. What all this adds up to is a team focused on bringing back a legacy, and bringing it back right. Just listen to Jacob Buchler, Wargaming's Director of Global Operations, tell me why he was drawn to the project.
There's just something about being able to bring back an IP like this, and it was a dream come true to be able to work on Mortal Kombat, where I was shoving quarters in the machine as a kid, and they talk about Master of Orion, and it's like, no way. Are you like, yeah, sign me up. I'm in. Let's do this.
Orion's return isn't as simple as putting a HD skin on a game from the mid-90s though. Many changes have taken place, including completely new visuals and mechanics, all whilst maintaining the core of what made the original truly great.
The spirit, this ecosystem of 4X empire building in space strategy is there. On top of that, we'll put AAA production values starting from 3D animations, GNN, those voiceovers we had.
Well, this last Early Access 3, we added a couple new races and another victory condition, and we added the minor civilizations feature as well. So, look, every build we've done, there's been new things to test out. And right now, Early Access 3 takes us to Feature Complete, which is a really great place for us to start implementing user feedback. And so the next build for us is all about AI and balance and UX polish.
Easily one of the most awesome updates is a simple but effective one, voiceovers. All the races in Orion's galaxy have now been given voices by the juggernauts of sci-fi genre, including Mark Hamill, Michael Dorn, and most recently, Freddy Krueger himself, Robert Englund.
That was a really cool thing that Chris Keeling worked on, who's the director for R&D. And so he's been in the industry for a long time. He has a ton of contacts. And he's got one of the better agents in town that was able to find and source a bunch of really cool talent from all sorts of different sci-fi elements. Alan Tudyk from Firefly and John Delancey from Star Trek. I mean, it's a really long list of really cool names, and they were all really excited to help. They've all been wonderful to work with.
Even before its release on Steam Early Access, Orion had all the attributes of a truly communal work, with development drawing expertise and know-how from multiple sources from many generations. The early beta access, though, is anything but a quick cash grab, with Wargaming seriously taking on board the feedback it receives from the community.
It's super important. I think it's more important now than ever. We engage the community to help us finish this game, right? The most important thing for us is to bring this IP back to be a legendary product that it deserves to be. And we can't do that without engaging the community. So our early adopters have been phenomenal. They've provided a ton of feedback. We've been busy trying to finish the features and get the game done and implement their feedback. And now we're actually getting to the phase where we're polishing the product and we're starting to tune and we're starting to look towards shipping this thing. So, I think in general terms, it's always great to get feedback. And that's why you do early early access. Like, you're going to have a bad time if you go early access and say, hey, we want all your feedback, and then you don't do anything with it. That's not going to work out so good. And it's bitten people before. We're not going to make that mistake. We're going to spend the time it's going to take to get this done in a truly legendary fashion.
Master of Orion is truly shaping up to be the return of a legacy title, as well as being the Space 4X as well as many others, have been craving for years. But what does Wargaming hope for the return of Master of Orion?
It's about laying a foundation with a really great product, right? You get one chance to bring back an IP like this. You can't afford to blow it. Like, this is not a place where you make mistakes. This is a place where you take time. This is a place where you listen to your feedback and you stick to your guns and you make the best possible game that you can. And so for us, we can do that and we can look to the future. But our eyes are on the prize, right? Like, we have to be able to deliver on this product.